saying you gotta lie, Vernesha, but don't show them all your cards. In the words of my granny, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. You know what I'm saying? Just, keep some stuff close to the chest, girl. But, she did tell him that. I mean, I guess that's fair and all, whatever. Let me know what y'all think of that in the comments. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Here on my channel, we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows. This video, we are talking OWN's Friday night show, Ready to Love, Make a Move. This is season 1, episode 4. I believe it was called Keep Your Options Open. Before we get into anything, y'all, continue to hit that subscribe button for me. Thank y'all for showing up and showing out with the subscribing, liking the video, comment down below. Let me know what y'all think of these ladies and these matches, because some of y'all is going down the wrong road and we're going to talk about it. And also share the video where you like to share your video. Speaking of sharing videos, I have to get a big shout out to Miss Kira Speaks, because she shared my last video for Ready to Love, Make a Move. If you didn't catch that video, make sure you catch it after you watch this one if you need to go back and catch up, okay? So shout out to Miss Kira Speaks. Check out her channel. She has really a lot of great content as well. I think she does like a wind down or a sip and see or something on Saturdays. They look real like grown and sexy. It look good. I got to join one Saturday night on a live. So check that out. Also check out Shayna McD. Her channel is blowing up. She is always supporting everybody, so I want y'all to support her. Also check out JB Says What. He's always supporting everybody, so support him. Also check out my girl, The Belle Perspective. Okay, she is blowing up. She, highlights Black businesses. She does good reviews on Love and Marriage Huntsville. We be getting into it about that, having good discussions on that one. That was good. Also, check out D Movie Man. I'm recently getting into his Queen Charlotte reviews. I got to continue catching up on those, but they are excellent reviews, okay? Also, has some other new channels. What is it called? Country Conversations with Diva D. She's really good. She's up and coming YouTuber, just like me. Also, Be Like D. She be cutting up about Love and Marriage Huntsville, as well as, there's another young lady. Is it Chrissy T? I might have the name wrong. Charge it to my mind, not my heart. It's late and I'm tired, y'all. But I'm going to have everybody's YouTube channel in the description. And it will be typed out correctly, okay? Anywho. So just make sure we're all supporting each other. I appreciate all of them for their support. So I just want to make sure I give my support back. Because, it's nice to have family in any situation you have. You might have your work family, your biological family, maybe your college family, your YouTube family, whatever, your sports family. It's just nice to have family. So anyway, let's get into this episode of, Making a Move. I ain't really moving to New Orleans. Okay, so they pick up where we left off with Ashlee crying, deciding if she gonna keep Donald or not. She was like, man, why is you playing me though? And he took her hand. He was like, you know what? I'm sorry. I should have did more. I should have called you. You right. So she said she got to make decisions for herself. Like, she got to make the right decision for her. She can't keep doing the same thing, making excuses for somebody. She got to, choose what's right for her, no matter if it's him or not. Ultimately, she decided to throw him back to the New Orleans streets. He said in his confessional that he really did start falling for Ashlee, and he hates that this happened, and he got to meet a wonderful woman, even if it was just for a short time. And I asked y'all on Twitter, do y'all think Donald was really falling for Ashlee? I think she saw through the BS, and I'm not mad at it. I'm glad that she threw him back to the streets. Something about him wasn't genuine, and I'm just glad that she finally chose herself, So she was kind of crying. Tamika came and talked to her, and Tamika gave her encouragement and said the tears are strength, and, she has some pain there, but she can just build on that. And it's good that, she is learning and healing, and it's about herself and her own journey. Ashlee says she always makes decisions for everybody else, but not herself. And she's trying to work on making sure that she is making decisions for herself. So I'm glad she's recognizing that and she's learning and she's trying to grow and heal. Okay. But actually, you are very dramatic, girl. You are dramatic. And we're going to talk about that more later. Okay. So then I might go out of order, y'all, but just follow me. Okay. Then next, I think we see Vernesha go on a date with Gary. I believe he's like 45 years old. He's nice enough looking, you know. He said he has 2 teenage kids. I think a boy and a girl, or 2 boys, something like that. You know, Vernesha got her 3 kids. And she asked him, what did he do for work? He said he works in transportation. Now, that to me is too vague. What does that mean? Do you drive Uber? You drive down to the Lyft? You drive the city bus? You work down to the Amtrak station? Do you know, coordinate transportation? Like, what does that mean? I'm in transportation. That's too vague. I need specifics because that could mean a lot of different things. You could be a bus driver, you could be an Uber driver. Like, that could be a lot of different things. And I'm not knocking none of them jobs. I'm just saying I'm going to need to know exactly what you do in transportation, Gary. And he also said he's a content creator. He puts out a lot of sports content. You know, he said you gotta be real ambitious when it comes to him. And, you know, so I guess he might have a YouTube channel, y'all. I don't know. Look it up. I know y'all gonna do it. I'm too lazy. Y'all look it up and see if Gary got a YouTube channel talking about sports, okay? Maybe he's just trying to get on TV and blow up his channel. You know. So she says she is, you know, we know Vernesha's ambitious. She has a hair salon. She's always talking about her business and all that good stuff. I think she asked him, like, why is he single or something like that? And he said, you know, probably similar to answer to her, just haven't found the right person to be with and all that good stuff. And she said something about, you know, she's a person that requires time and attention. She feels like people make time for what they want. He was like, well, who you with? She's like, she don't know yet. And so he said, you know, hopefully they have another date. He really likes Vernesha. All right. So then moving on, we do see Zadia was sitting on the porch doing whatever she was doing with her bangs and that wig. And Sherese came out and she was like, you know, I see Zadia out here sitting on the porch looking real pretty, so I'm going to go talk to her. I was like, Lord, here we go again. So Sherese said, you know, when we first got to the house, we started off on a good note, then it went bad. And, you know, I just want to apologize and I want to move forward. I want to be better. And so Sherese said in the confessional that, like, she wants to be the bigger person and apologize. And she was bullied as a kid. And you know, sometimes she could be really guarded. And she's trying to, you know, she'll just get back at you. You come at her and she's trying to work on all that. Now, first of all, Sherese, you was never the bigger person because Zadia came to you first trying to clear the air. So now you actually is the little person. You ain't the bigger person. Zadia said, you know, she appreciates and receives that apology. However, you know, she did want to revisit some of the things Sherese said, even though, you know, Sherese apologizes, she accepts that. However, you know, you said I was a mean girl. You said I was a bully. You said I was aggressive. And I didn't, I didn't get hurt by that. I didn't take that in because I know that's not me. But, you know, I didn't like those words. And so Sherese said she didn't want to revisit the words that Zadia called her because that was going to make her uncomfortable. Sherese, you are tiring me, okay? Then in the confessional, this lady going to sit up here and say, oh, yeah, you were talking about, oh, you called me a B and you called me this and that. So what were you doing that I called you that? Like, come on. And I was like, if that ain't the bully calling the other bully a bully. Like, both of y'all bullies, okay? And both of y'all met y'all match. Oh, my Lord. I was like, what is going on here? Sherese, what? So then, you know, Sherese said, you know, she just wants to move forward and do better and all that stuff. And, you know, Zadia says she did appreciate Sherese sharing all that. And, you know, of course, we're all coming in here guarded. You know, we're trying to find love. And then plus, we're getting to know each other. Plus, we're getting to know, you know, new men every week. So, you know, it's going to be good. So they made Zadia said, you know, she appreciates the apology, but, you know, she going to show her in the actions. And I don't blame her. So, anywho, moving on. Then we see Zadia go on a date with Ramone. Now, remember, Ramone went on a date with Vernesha, I think the first or second week. So Zadia asked Tamika Lee to bring Ramone back down to the house, okay? She want to revisit everybody Vernesha been with, basically. So Ramone and her go to shoot pool. She got to show him how to do it. She's telling him to, stick his butt out like you're doing a deadlift, okay? He said he ain't did those in a long time. So he wanted her to, like, come behind him and demonstrate like a guy would do a woman, but she didn't do all that. So then she's getting to know him, asking him, okay, so, I talked to Vernesha. I know you're a retired basketball player. Why'd you stop playing? He said basically because he got too old. She's like, oh, your knees got bad. So he said he's a country guy. And he said he has 17 cats. Zadia was like, wait, what? Like, let's revisit that. And so he said first it started out as 3, then it became 17. I guess he was always putting the food out and the stray cats would come. So she was like, well, you got as many cats as I got wigs. And we have seen Zadia in all 17 wigs so far. And so she said in her confessional, like, this ain't going to work because the cat's going to be playing in her wigs, and that's just not going to work. I said, return Ramone back to the New Orleans streets with his 17 cats. No, 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 and no, okay? That's just weird to me. I'm sorry, it's just weird. And there ain't nothing wrong with having pets and nothing. She asked him, because he said he's a country boy, she asked if he have animals. Nothing wrong with having animals, but 17 cats is a little weird. And maybe he's just feeding them, I don't know, but I don't know, something about him. He ain't giving nothing to me, anywho. So, moving on. Then we see, I believe next we saw Sherese go on a date with Keith, right? So Keith is 50 years old. Okay, he said, Sherese is absolutely beautiful, breathtaking. She came in with so much grace. I was like, really? So then he did tell her as soon as she sat down that she's beautiful. I think he's very attracted to her. Keith has, he had his salt and pepper beard. He's nice looking. He said he's a master barber and stylist. He owns a salon. He's never been married, but he has been engaged. I'm not sure if he has kids. I'll be interested to know that. Because, Sherese thinks she's going to find somebody with no kids in her 40s. And so she says she's also, been engaged, never been married. I don't remember Shere's been engaged, but maybe she was. He said, he basically talked about how he's, 50 years old. He's dating with intention now. He's, all his failed relationships, he learned that it wasn't that person, it was also him. And, he had to learn to take accountability and figure out where he's going wrong and all that kind of stuff. So I love everything Keith said. They had a drink and also did the oxygen bar thing. And so he asked her about herself. She said now she's about dating with intention and she doesn't want to just fool around or date around. She doesn't want to waste time. And so he appreciated that. And he said, 50 years old, he feel like it's a new life for him. And whether he got to get a life coach or therapist, whatever, he wants to continue to grow in this like next chapter of his life. I feel like Keith is really like in tune to where he is. Like he ain't about no BS. I don't know. He came across very well, and I'm just like, Sherese, if you choose Maurice over Keith, because did nobody choose Walter last week, which I didn't understand, girl, you tripping. So she did appreciate that she can actually have a conversation with Keith versus, Maurice is giving silence, everybody on mute. So it's giving her a lot to think about, right? Then we see Ashlee go on a date with this new guy named Justin. Justin was very cute, okay? Justin is 35 years old, like me. Hey, Justin. And he is the food and beverage director at the Magnolia Hotel, okay? He said he is here to date with intention. He said the next person he gives his time to, he hope is his, his future life partner, okay? He ain't here to play no games. So him and Ashlee sit down and all that, and so he said he's from Baton Rouge. She talking about her barber is from there. And she's like, I wonder where he at. And he's like, why he not down here? And she's like, I don't know, but I'm trying to get faded up. He's like, well, you look like you looking good. She said, I'm trying to get crispy like you. And then she's like, nice teeth. And then he was like, oh, you all up in my mouth. And she's like, yeah. I was like, she was doing so much. I was like, Ashlee's going a mile a minute. I'm like, girl, bring it down a notch. And he did like her energy. He was like, where did you come from? And so he said he turned 35, I think last week or something like that. She asked, what did he do? he said he didn't turn up. He went to his hometown to see his dad and spent the day with him. I thought that was really nice. And he's big on family. She said she's a mama's girl. He said that if your mom doesn't love you the way that my mom loves me, then I can't love you, because he feels like some things are just fundamentally got to be there. And he's using all these big words. So Ashlee was really liking that and talking about that and laughing about it. And then he did say he wanted to get her number and have another date. So they made that happen. They both said they're going to go in the car, call their mamas. I feel like Justin is a catch. I really do. I like, actually, if you don't choose Justin, girl, I'm choosing Justin. Somebody give me Justin's number or the or the Instagram. If y'all got Justin's information, put it in the comments. DM me. I'm looking for Justin, okay? Now, I ain't moving to New Orleans, but I'm looking for him. Anywho, then we see the ladies like go on their dates with the ones they've been dating the whole time, okay? So we see, let's talk about Vernesha. Vernesha went on a date with Jabari, okay? Same old, you know. Jabari talking about what you do yesterday. She said she dating other people. He don't like that. And so she said, you know, she got to be open to the process. And he's basically asking her, like, you know, so are you enjoying dating other people? She says she is. She also said in the confessional, like, she's happy to be the one in control, because normally the men are the ones in control in these situations. So she's happy to finally, you know, be in the driver's seat in a situation. I don't blame her. And she doesn't want to just lock into one person. You know, she keeps stressing that. And so she basically told him, like, I don't want you to just lock in on me. Like, I want you to also, like, basically move around. Like, you're free to see other people too, just like I'm free to see other people. And so Jabari said he don't like that. He's not that type of guy. He's not, you know, here to play games like that. Like, if he like you, he like you. And so he didn't really like what Vernesha said, but he did have to respect it. And my thing is, Vernesha, girl, I would have told Jabari nothing like that. I would have been like, yeah, you know, I'm going through the process, but, you know, I don't know. And I would have just made it like, I'm having such a good time with you. I ain't saying you gotta lie, Vernesha, but, you know, don't show them all your cards. You know, in the words of my granny, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, keep some stuff close to the chest, girl. But, you know, she did tell him that. I mean, I guess that's fair and all, whatever. Let me know what y'all think of that in the comments. Should Vernesha have told Jabari, like, keep your options open? She said she liked that, you know, he was all into her and all that. And I would have kept, you know, girl, let him be all into you. Don't be, you know, over there telling him you got all these options. But whatever. Man, you know, maybe that would light a fire under him. I don't know. Like I said, y'all let me know in the comments. Do you think Vernesha should have told Jabari that, or you think she should have kept something to herself? Okay, then we also see Zadia going to date with Cameron. They go to do some kind of art glass or something. And so she couldn't really cut the glass. And so he was helping out. And she appreciated that. He was really helpful. He said he has a giving spirit, because she asked him about that. And so he asked her about finances and money and all that kind of stuff. And so she said that she is a millennial traditionalist, which is a term I don't think I've really heard before. Basically, like, she want to work and make her own money, but at the same time, she want to be taken care of. Like, your money is her money, basically. And he was like, oh, and your money is my money? Like, what? And so she said her money is his money too. And she said she wanted ready to rest. And he said, you know, he's all about that. He wants to be able to work hard, make enough money that she could do whatever she do and rest and be in her soft era. And that's what Zadia wants. So Cameron got the money for her. He a pharmacist. He got his photography business. So that can work. They seem to still be vibing. I can see them being a match. I just wish Cameron would trim some of that hair back, maybe retwist it, like freshen it up, do something. Because it hides his face, and his face is cute. I wish, and it just looks kind of messy. But that's just my opinion. And I don't mean that in no shady way, y'all. Then we see Ashlee going to date with Kirsten. I don't like his name. And so they go to like this mixology place, and Ashlee says she is a bartender down to Atlanta, so that's her favorite thing. We see them shaking the little shaker things like Frank was down in DC. That was Zadia season 2. So anywho, then she said, the lady said they made the cocktail of New Orleans or something like that. So, excuse me. So she pulls him aside to talk to him. And she was like, so, you know, the street said you went on this date with Zadia. You said she was looking good. You had to take it all in, all this stuff. He's like, what? The street said, what? The street said, what? She's like, yeah, you know, we live together. So, you know, she gonna tell me, you know, I know you gonna be dating other people. So you liked Zadia. You enjoyed your date. He's like, yeah, she was cool. You know, personality was cool. I had a good time. But, you know, but I'm here with you now. He's like, that's why I'm here. He's like, my time with you was better. That's why I'm here with you now. And she's like, okay, well, I know we're gonna be, you know, dating other people. But, you know, I just need to know, like, are you going to be here with me? Are you going to be dating other people? Like, am I going to be sitting on the sideline? You know, we just going to be best friends? Or like, what we going to be doing? And so then he was like, what? Like, why you keep bringing up Zadia? Like, what is you talking about? And she's like, I want to know, like, what me and you about to be doing? Because, like, are you here for me? Are you going to be dating me? Are you going to be dating other people? And so he was like, wait, what? And so then basically he felt like she was basically saying, like, are you going to be exclusive with me? And he was like, dang, we only went on 2 dates. And Ashlee's thing is saying, like, it's cool to make jokes and laugh and stuff, but she said, like, you are on my roster, and I need to know, like, I need to keep you or throw you back? And so, basically, she was saying, like, it's cool to laugh and make jokes and stuff and have fun, but at the same time, I need to know that you are actually here for me and here to date me. She didn't articulate it well in the beginning. And so he was like, but that's how, you know, we didn't, because they were saying they didn't talk about none of the serious stuff on the first date, which we didn't see that. And she was saying, but, you know, we need to talk about it now. And he was like, yeah, it's cool to laugh and vibe with people, though. Like, nothing wrong with that. And so she said, you know, I may not have worded it right, but basically I want to know that, like, we're not just going to be homie friends. Like, you're actually here looking for love and stuff. And he said he is here looking for love. And, he said, you know, it's good to spend time with each other, get to know each other. That's how it can grow. And he said when she walks in the room, of course, the room stops. And he gets what she's saying, but, you know, we're going to continue to see what happens kind of thing. Like, he kind of played it off a little bit. She did. Okay, so I get what Ashlee was saying. I totally get what she was saying. At first, I was like, girl, what now? But I get what she was saying. Basically, she didn't want it to be just a homie friend vibe, because that's what their first date gave for me, was the homie friend vibe. And so she didn't just want them laughing and having jokes. She wants the intention to be there, right? Now, I think her delivery of it was not well. I think she could have worded it in a much better way. However, Ashlee, in my opinion, Ashlee sets the tone for the homie friend vibe because of all her, like, I don't want to say you can't joke, but, like, sometimes, and I love her personality, so I don't want her to change her personality. Like, I love her personality, okay? It's a lot of energy, but I like it. I think she needs to gain a little bit, like, you don't always have to be high. Like, you can bring it down sometimes, like, you know what I mean? So, to me, she can easily give homie friend vibe because of how she playful she is. So I just think that sometimes she kind of leads with that herself, and then probably it always ends up feeling like that. So anywho, she also was talking about when she was going on that date with Justin about how she's still thinking about Donald. And of course, she's going to always be thinking about Donald. And I was like, girl, you barely knew Donald. Like, what? So anywho, she said she's going to agree to disagree with Kirsten, and they're going to see what happens. All right. Then we see Sherese go on a boring date with Maurice. So Sherese and Maurice were supposed to play tennis, but it started raining, so they had to go eat. They're talking about nothing. It's giving crickets. Everybody's on mute. Literally talking about nothing. She brought up Zadia's birthday, how they might invite the guys over, but she don't like no men at the house. I don't know how that's going to happen. He said, you know, she asked him about how he feels about the competition, her dating other guys. He said he ain't worried about it. He said ain't no competition for him. Then Maurice sets up in his confessional and says he feels like him and Sherese have more chemistry than they ever did before. He doesn't know it's because they been getting to know each other, but he really feels like their chemistry is strong and growing. And I said, what dates do Maurice be on? Maurice don't be on the same dates as Sherese, because he be talking about the chemistry. he be feeling like all this stuff is popping. He got it in the bag. And I just be confused on what dates Maurice be on. And Sherese said in a confessional, like, she's tired of him just being super laid back and cocky and confident, thinking he just got this in the bag and he ain't really working for it. It's giving Samson from her season. Like, she's picking the same guy every time. Ugh. Come on, Sherese. Like, please leave Maurice back to the New Orleans streets and pick Keith, girl. So, anywho, Tamika Lee meets up with the ladies and they're going to have another mixer. Well, she, they applauds them for what they're doing and tells them, like, the work they're doing is not for the men, it's for you. It's not about necessarily, finding the guys. And of course, it's about what you need, not what you want, but it's also about your growing and your learning and your healing and all that stuff. So basically, no matter what, they're getting something from the process, right? So we invite over all the keepers. We're going to decide who's staying and who's going. Okay, so we do see Ashlee talking to Kirsten, and she's asking him why he ain't got no kids. And then Tamika Lee comes over there and says to Ashlee, like, don't you want to go get some water, girl? Go in the house. And so she tells Kirsten, like, oh yeah, she's such a great girl, right? And he's like, yeah, I really like her the way she is. Like, she's amazing. She's awesome. So she tells him, like, well, you need to tell her that, like, you need to show her that the intention is there and let her know exactly how you feel. And so he said he receives that message. Then we see Vernesha. Oh, Cameron gave Zadia some flowers he didn't stole out of somebody's yard. Okay, and they laughed about that. Jabari and Vernesha are talking, and she says she's not going to stop her process for him. She says no a lie. He don't like to hear no. She pulls him in the house. She decides to keep him. I knew she's going to keep Jabari. She was not going to pick Gary over Jabari. All right. So then we also see Cameron and Zadia go in the house. Zadia keeps Cameron. She better not trade Cameron in for Ramone. Definitely not. All right. And I do like Cameron and Zadia's connection. I hope they actually do work out. Then we see Ashlee. So Ashlee brings Kirsten in the house and he's like, oh, you just want some alone time with me, huh? And so then he did say, for real though, I really like you. I'm really enjoying this time we're having together, getting to know you. This is so special to me, blah, blah, blah. And so she was like, okay, we're enjoying each other. We're having, this time talking and all that. But she said in the confessional she's concerned about him being combative with her on the date. I was like, oh, girl, don't say combative because the ready to love Dallas people, they don't like it when you use that word. So anywho, she was saying, the thing is, I just want to make sure you're really here for me and you're really here to date me and be intentional and all that. And so he was like, yeah, I like you. I like everything about you. I like the craziness. And she kind of looked like, what? And so he's like, no, crazy in a good way. You're just kind of sporadic and you this and that. And I could tell that immediately. Like, her facial expression changed when he said crazy. And I was like, oh, she didn't like that. And I didn't like that. I don't get a good vibe from Kirsten. I feel like he will not respect her. I hope that Ashlee picks somebody else. I hope that she picks Justin, but I don't think she is. Based on the preview, even though they didn't show him, based on the context clues of what her friend from Ready to Love said, I could tell that was not Justin, okay? Because she said that guy was 38 and Justin was 35. So she's going to pick Kirsten again, which sucks because she's making the same crazy decisions, right? I don't know. I don't think Kirsten has good intentions for Ashlee, is my opinion. But we also didn't get to see who Sherese picks. I hope she doesn't pick Maurice. But we are going to see, y'all. Let me know what y'all thought of the episode. Let me know who y'all think the ladies should be picking at this point. Should they stick with the ones they had or should they pick the new dates they had this week? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Also, if you are a fan of Married at First Sight, this new Denver season, catch up on my latest videos for that show. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.